It was a Thursday day. I had a friend called Joe. So he was in his house making a sandwich in his kitchen, and unusual things start to happen to him. He starts to feel slow. You know, you ever have those days you feel slow? Well, he's having one, but this is a different one. So he was in his kitchen making the sandwich, and he starts to feel really ill. Starts seeing stars, then darkness. In that moment, he doesn't know what happened. What happened was he hit his skull on the countertop of the corner, and he woke up in the hospital with a minor scar on his forehead. Stitches, I mean. So it's Friday. We're in school. Greg, Joe, Sammy. We're all in a class. We have a teacher called Voldemort. The only thing he does is sit down on that recliner and do cocaine. But he doesn't show us that he does cocaine. He only sleeps all day. So my friends, we're all sitting in our individual tables, facing each other. And strange things start to happen to poor little Joe. I turn away and I turn back. I see Joe on Greg's shoulder, and Sammy starts to act like an idiot. Oh my god! He's not in his pants! He's not in his pants! Look at him! He's turning purple! Of course he's not in his pants! And I'm like, shut up. And Greg,
What are you doing? Why are you on my shoulder? I do not like this. You're playing around?
and Joe continues to spasm on Greg's shoulder. And Greg starts to get angry.
Why? Why? You think it's joke? Okay, you think it's joke. I push you.
And then Greg starts to shrug Joe off his shoulder. And he hits his table with his head. And I there, sitting there, watching him, his face spasming with all his muscles contorting in his face. His smile was a sad smile, mixed with a normal smile. Every smile possible. His eyes went cross-eyed, and he went purple. And I'm right there, freaked out. I start to yell out, "Seizure! Seizure!" Like, you know, a little girl like, "Seizure! Seizure! Seizure!" And the whole class starts to sprack, you know, like freak out. And then Voldemort wakes up. What's happening? What's happening? He sees there that the little poor Joe is shaking like out of his mind on the table. And he shakes so hard, he falls off the table. Guess what? There's a shelf right next to him. His skull hits the shelf, side face first, and then the lower shelf second. He was shaking at first, but after that, he's no longer shaking. His body stayed like a corpse, dead. He no longer shaked on the floor. Everyone started to freak out. What the heck's happening? What the heck is happening? Well, you clearly not seen that his goddamn head hit the shelf. So one of our friends went out to the office to call the security guard. The big man, I guess. He comes in the class, rushing in, moves all the tables away from this kid, and grabs Joe and moves him to his left side of his chest, so he doesn't drown on his own goddamn spit. He tells everyone to get out of the room, and we're all out. Sammy, Greg, and me. Right there. Me? I was freaked out. I was truly like, what the fuck happened? I was right next to him when that happened. That really just did a number on me. And Sammy's right there, laughing. Oh, he's not in his head, he's not in his head, or something like that. Not in, like, dick jokes, basically. And Greg's right there.
I didn't know. I'm sorry. I didn't know. He was just shaking on my shoulder. I thought he was playing around.
And I'm saying he wasn't. Did you see that man turning purple, shaking on his shoulder? I don't think that's something to say he's playing around.
And I say it. I think he's playing around.
No, it's not. We kept arguing a little bit, but things happened. The ambulance came, and I think oh, I was about to say his name. Things happen. Joe starts. I believe he was pulled out with a stretcher and taken to an ambulance, or carried. They took him, and we're all outside the class. We can't see Voldemort anywhere. Just ran away and did cocaine. And we have another teacher. I don't want to make up a name, but it's a teacher. He said, "Come in our class. Come in our class." He's a guy, and he was tearing up. He felt so sad for Joe. As Joe's dad came too, started to tear up too for his son. But anyways, just a regular old day. So the next day happened. Monday. We're all there. Me and our friends. In the same classroom. With the same person. And Sammy starts to bust out dick jokes. And looks at Joe.